Good morning, everyone. Nice and early today. Let me move my mic. No, it's pretty light. Sure. Yeah, I went out. A little early, though. Yep. All right. Anybody else make some money on PNW? And I guess Marvel. Make money on Marvel, Roger? Gotcha. Well, Vivek did. Nice. Good morning. Oh, nice. You coming in? Cool.
Good day. Hello, 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 everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Let me open up the chat here. How's everyone doing? Good. Oh, Elizabeth made money on CrowdStrike. Anybody made money on the Pan W this morning I gave you guys?
Couple people.
Had plenty of opportunity on that one. Gary, how are you? I gave you, ooh, look at that. Bob, you rascal, you. 68%. That's pretty damn good. Hey, Ken, how are you? Good to see you. Glad to see everybody. My wife brought me back this t-shirt from Vale. I love this t-shirt. It's a bear with the snow glasses. So cute. Hey Arturo, how are you? I love these t-shirts. I love wearing t-shirts. Manipulation? Thomas, what manipulation are you talking about? Yeah, I am. I was feeling bearish today. By the way, I don't know if you guys followed the Telegram channel, but I completely called out that bear trap we were having in real time, play by play. Joe, you'll have to call customer service for that. I don't deal with any of that stuff. But we did literally nailed the bear trap, literally tick for tick, saying, "Hey guys, I think this is a gap." Like in real time, I was doing the whole play by play. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It makes me feel good that I could still read the market like a roadmap. That makes me feel good. Yeah, it was a total bear trap. Total bear trap. And this is one of the reasons why I've been so hesitant to put on trades, have been so careful, so hesitant, talking about small size. Uh, gave you guys a bonus short yesterday. I gave you another one last night. I wasn't looking. I have no idea how it's done. I just saw it and I was like, this is a nasty stock. YUMC. Anybody make money on YUMC? I posted it yesterday. It was a put to the downside. Vivek did. Best advice was your warnings. Yeah, why UMC? Yeah, it was a nasty stock. I posted it on the Telegram channel yesterday. But anyhow, Marvel VRTX this morning popped pretty good after we talked about it. Good. Cyrus, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, there you go, Livon. YMC. YUMC. That's right. Okay. I just want to let the room one more minute to let it fill up, and then we'll start getting into all the details. Yeah, it's still tanking. Still tanking. And I hope you guys got out of if you're in the trading pit, I hope you guys got out of the CELH. I told you to get out of it right at the high of the day. I wanted to just get out of it. And I wrote, I think the market's going to tank. And it absolutely did. About 3 minutes after I said it's going to tank. It was kind of funny watching it. But our timing was literally impeccable this morning. Impeccable this morning. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And if I can protect you guys from making big mistakes and losing money, that is my goal. So let's really quickly look at everything. Good. Peter made money. Repost that. All right. Terry got out with a small. That's fine. That's fine. CELH, that was the stock we were long. So let me share my screen with you guys. Screen 6 right here. There's my levels. Let me just point this just to give you guys a little, in case you guys didn't follow. So this morning I set an alert for the private channel right when we opened up here. I saw the bond market go down. Good. There you go. You keep doing that. I'm the guru, but I'm not the furu. Do you guys know what a furu is? Have you ever heard of that word, furu? Furu is a fake guru. There's a guru and there's a furu. Don't call me a furu. Yeah, I heard that a couple of weeks ago. I was cracking up. Okay, so here's the SPY. Here's the daily, and here is the hourly. And there's a learning moment here. The market gapped open on a crappy CPI report. Okay, I said the CPI report came out at about 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to kind of go through the play-by-play because it's important because I want you guys to learn from this. Okay, and we're not done. We have the CPI, the PPI tomorrow, which is less heavy. Did you read that, Matt? That's funny. That cracks me up. Oh, that cracks me up, Ron. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Okay, so let's continue. So the CPI was negative. It wasn't positive. The Fed, the bond market, and we could here, you could here, let me just back off a little bit here. Oh dear. Again, I see what I did again, Matt. I put it where I can't move it. You're gonna have to help me move it. Yeah, it's one of those. Anyways, I'll just put something over it. That's it. We'll move it later, okay?
Yep.
Yeah. So not to interfere with our demonstration. So here, the bond market, which by the way, the bond market broke the low right here, which is not great. Could be a false breakdown, probably is. And we'll probably start heading up. But remember, I drew this line. I told you guys that once we break below this level, which we did, we're going to start going down. The problem is how low are we going to go? The lower this goes, the less the odds are that Fed is going to do anything in March. So now the odds are probably in the low 50s again, if I had to get, maybe even in the 40s. And don't say you didn't hear me say or talk about it at least 100 times, because we've been down this road many, many times. So this morning, when the report came out, the bond market did this. Here, the bond market just started going down. Okay. And when the bond market started going down, I would have bet money that the S&P would open down, but the S&P and they say the market's efficient. The S&P opened right here. So when I saw the S&P open right here, right at the high of the day, I sent you guys an email, a telegram, and the telegram had two arrows, an arrow here and an arrow here, and it said this could be a a total bull trap here. And then the premium members, the ones that are in my trading pit, I sent this email and I said, look, guys, we opened right here. I pointed to an arrow and we were right here. And I said, hey, we're filling in this gap. And then I send another one when we filled the gap. And while this was going on, I send an alert to liquidate a long position so we wouldn't be hurt while the market was right here at the high of the day. Anyone here say it ain't so? Because everything is timestamped. It was 9:40, right at this bar right here. Good, Rado. Good, 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 good. So then once we liquidated the long, we waited for the market to break down here. And once the market broke down here, we issued another trade, which was Pan W, which we made $1 on in about 3 minutes. We closed the trade. Some of you were hesitant. I know you were. That's why I sent the email again in about 5 minutes and said you could still get out right now. Pan W was at a higher price. So you wouldn't have lost any money. You would have made another 77 cents in about 5 minutes. Thank you, Bob. And I was right on because it's exactly what happened. And then I said, stay tight. And while we were staying tight, there you go, Matt. And while we were staying tight, I also gave you VRTX right about here. And it went up to about $1.50. And I also gave you Marvel. Both were bonus trades. I'm not feeling too frisky right now. Oh, now it's 66%. Okay. Okay. And I gave you Marvel as well. That's what we've done so far. Now, let's now get up to speed and we can continue this exercise based on what's going on right now. And by the way, yesterday during the webinar, I think I gave you guys a stock that made money. And the day before yesterday, I gave you a stock that made money. Does anybody have any complaints? No? Good, 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 good. I don't like complaints. All right. So moving on to today, moving on to right now. All right. Getting into now, we could see right here. Hey, Matt, I'm sharing my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
You're sharing the ES though.
Yes, yes, exactly. Economy here. All right. Okay. So this is the report that came out. As you know, I was very vocal about not falling in for the the banana in the tailpipe. Diana, you're picking the losers. Let me ask you, what losers are you picking from the private Telegram channel since we haven't had any losers? I'm curious. What losers have you been picking? I want to know what losers you've been picking. I never issued Bud and CVS. Are you talking about the free trades I give here in VIP room? You're talking about apples and oranges. I'm talking about issue trades that I've been giving to members when I tell them to buy and sell. We're talking about two different things. And you seems like you have been picking the losers because most of them have been doing pretty damn good. All right. I told you guys not to do a lot of trades last few days. I told you, I warned you. I told you to loosen. I told you exactly what happened and exactly what I said happened this morning. Down to a T. All right. So this number came out at 3.9. Not bad. This number was okay. It wasn't bad. Good, Krish. Good, good, good. Right here, they were expecting 3.2. They got 3.4. So what that means is, what that means is, got to be really, really careful right now. More importantly, because these things can do what they want, but the S&P just broke the low again on a 5-minute level. Again, again. So we got to be very, very, very careful. And the now doesn't mean this is it. This is the daily. The odds are we're going to come right back down here and then start doing again. Probably trap the bulls again, the bears again, like we did here before. We've seen this song and dance. Bob says, no, I think some of them are your extra ones you do on a running call. This is doing good. That is doing good. I got it. I got it. Yeah, I think so too. But anyways, you could see right here, you could see right here that we've been here before. We've been here before. And by the way, notice where we made the top. I didn't draw this red line today. You guys know that, obviously. I didn't draw this red line today. And I warned you that as well. So with this flag pattern, this choppiness that we're building here, very normal after this. This is waiting to see what the Fed is going to do next and earnings. And remember, tomorrow we have bank stock earnings. Okay. Hey, Tim, how are you? Good to see you here. What time is it in Australia right now? Oh, all right. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. This guy's here. This guy's here. 2:45 in the morning. Do you have sleep?
Wow.
You have insomnia? That's dedication. That's dedication. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. So the market's breaking down. I'm just now warming up to the idea of shorts. We need to have good short candidates. The only real stock I gave you, and it was a bonus, I told you guys to manage it yourself, was this one here. What was the ticker symbol? YUMC. It was this one right here. I also drew this line for you, and we talked about it. This is the 5-minute chart. It's near its lows. I actually thought the target was going to be right here, but the target ended up being all the way down here. So if you were in that trade, you should have done okay with it. Whoever, if you guys held it. Now let's talk about what we're seeing today in the market. So in terms of the broad market, utilities are really weighting heavily on the market. Why are utilities weighting heavily on the market? Because interest rates may stay higher for a longer period of time. Who would have imagined that? I never saw it coming. Did you, Matt?
No.
No, I never saw it coming. Financials are down. Yeah, it's a big surprise for everybody. But energies are up. Energies are defensive. Okay. Stocks that I'm liking right now. Let's talk about stocks that I'm really liking right now. Tiro. Let's look at, actually, let me go to a different screen. It's easier to watch on this screen. Let me pull this down so you guys have a better sense for it. This is the 5-minute. This is the daily. The stock is breaking up nicely. It is a financial stock, but it's been very, very resilient so far. Remember, this is right now intraday while the market's breaking down. Be careful with, now, here's the problem. A lot of you are going to hear me talk, but you're not going to hear anything except the setup. You're going to forget the part where I say we could be in a trap right now. We could go down further on the S&P 500, that the S&P has a correlation of 75% to all of these stocks. You're not going to hear any of that. You're just going to hear entry, exit, and stop loss, which means you're going to that bar, and you're having a couple of drinks, and then you're asking the first guy or the first gal you see to marry you, instead of figuring out if the bar is safe, figuring out what time where you're going to park your car and you're going to get mugged on the way there, figuring out if their liquor is spiked or if they dilute their alcohol, right? Thinking about, are you going to be able to get a seat at the bar? Are you going to be able to, are the kind of people you're looking for to meet and spend the next whatever with, marry with, are they going to be in that bar? Do you see all the things I just came up with and we haven't even introduced ourselves to each other yet? You guys understand what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys are hearing what I'm saying right now, but you're missing all the other stuff. I'm here to give you setups. This setup is going to be dependent on about 30 different things that happen in the market, which I try to communicate with you in the Telegram channel. Do you see what the point that I'm making? Thank you, Bob. But my point, again, my point is very, very simple. You can't just hear the part that you want to hear out of it. Okay? A lot goes into finding the right stock. And more importantly, the timing for that stock. These are just stocks on my watch list. I never told you to buy these stocks. I'm just watching these stocks. And you know I'm watching these stocks because a lot of the stocks that I talk about here are stocks that we end up hitting further on. So again, you can't, I'm going to go into Roger's room, I'm going to get a list of stocks, I'm going to follow those trades, I'm going to take every one and I'm going to make money on all. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The purpose of this hour is not to give you stocks, it's to teach you. Okay? I keep saying that over and over and over. Yes, I actually believe teaching people and actually not charging them sometimes, like I'm doing here. But this is not a pick service. A pick service is where you tell somebody to get in and you tell somebody to get out. Right? Okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Stop loss would be right here, about 104.85, assuming we decided to take it. We would go about we wouldn't go 8 days out. Yeah, we can go 8 days out, but I prefer to go 36 days out. And we can go yeah, we can go right here to the 105s. Okay. Good, Adam. Good. Good. Next one would be, let's move this to this. Okay. Next one, our next victim is going to be WAB. Now look at this stock. Would I enter this stock right now, this minute? No, I wouldn't. It's weak right now. But Roger, you can get it at 126. Why do you want to pay 128? Because if I pay 128, the odds are much higher that the stock is going to do what I want it to do. I'm not looking I'm not looking for a bargain. I'm looking to get ripped off because others will get ripped off too, and I'll participate in that party. So anyway, so let me continue on that train of thought. So I have the stock marked down. Let's just say hypothetically that this stock is going to hit this level right here, hit the VWAP, break through the VWAP, bolt higher up, and start making highs, I don't know, in the next 3 hours. I'm totally making this up as I'm going along here. Okay. I'm just, bear with me. I have no idea what the stock's going to do, and I couldn't care less. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be really interested in this stock. But wait a minute. You just said you don't want to buy this stock. I did. But if this changes, if volume comes in, if the market, do you see what I'm saying? If it was that easy, why not just take this indicator right here, the stock's making 50-day high, and just trade it and call it a day? If it was that easy, don't you think everybody would be doing it and making billions? Billions, Matt, right? Billions, yeah. Billions. Okay. So stop loss right here under this level, right there. We would go to the 120 strike price. The options are crap. You'll have to do the underlying. You'll have to take one for the team. Okay. Marvel. The reason why I love these live Telegram channels where I can update you like every 3 minutes, like a nervous beaver, is because I want you to get into my head, which is the first thing I told you guys about 7 years ago when I started this. My job is to get me into your head. Anastasia, it's about preserving your capital and making outsized alpha. If it's not just about preserving your capital, we could do that with the bond market. It's a balance. It's a balance between preserving your capital and making outsized alpha over time and teaching, more importantly, teaching you so you could do it, that you could replicate it. Because let me explain something. There's a program out there taught by a guy who's amazing. The guy's amazing. The problem is 93% of his followers can't follow him and follow that's frustrating. So I want to make sure that you can replicate what I do. And from what I'm hearing here, it's completely replicatable. Matter of fact, 90% of you are getting better fills than me. Outsized alpha means outsized. Alpha is market returns. Outperform the market by a strong margin. That's a fancy way of saying we're trying to outperform the market by a big margin. You ever heard the word seeking alpha? Seeking alpha means seeking outsized gains. Outsized gains. That's what alpha means. Outsized gains. Okay. So Marvel. Good. And soon you'll start thinking like me. And if I can do that, then I have done my job 100 times over. Okay, Marvel. One of the stocks that I told you guys in my private group today to put on your list. It's in its range right now. It broke down, but look how fast it got up. This is very intriguing. We may have to break the high. Now, I'm going to keep my eye on Marvel today. And if this stock starts rallying up here and going up, there's a good chance I may buy this stock. But we got to have a strategy. So we have to have a stop loss level for it. It would be about right at the 62, give it a little more, maybe 61.80. And right here, we would go about 15 days out to here's where we want to be, 61. Exactly, Terry. Exactly. Next. By the way, let me look at this S&P for a second. Yeah, I don't trust this rally against the trend. I trust this a lot more. I'm so glad that I listened to my own advice and didn't load you guys up yesterday. I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Now we can pick consolidations and pick strategic entry points. Next one, you probably never heard of this stock before. Hey, that's it. Go ahead and grab that, Matt. Microsoft broke out the high. Do I like Microsoft? I love trading Microsoft. It's a very easy stock for me to trade. Amazon is, after Amazon did their, they went from 1,700 or 2,500 to 100 something. It became much easier to trade. But I've always found Microsoft to be an easy stock to trade. It moves pretty predictably. It has big flow. Took out the high. I'm interested. It's on my hot list. This stock is moving. It's above yesterday's high. It's in territory I've never seen before. But wait a minute. You can get it for 180 right now. Why would you want to wait till it goes to 190? It's Microsoft. Because if I wait till it goes to 190-ish, or 93, my odds of making the money on it will be much higher. Yeah, Carrie, Tesla's not doing all that great. Good, Art. Very good. Stop loss. Well, that's the problem. Our stop loss would go right here because we can easily fall back into this range. And we are a little bit further away from the RSI, but we're moving. Stop would be right here, 362. And what happens if we bought right here and if it backed away? I would wait for it to hit the stop or come back up. 362. Option, 15 days to go. It doesn't matter if it's 9 in the morning or 12 in the afternoon. This stock is going to have very liquid spreads. I mean, between the bid and the offer. 375 right here. right here. Your delta, you have a reasonable delta, costs about $5-6, not expensive. It's pretty good. I mean, you can go a little deeper if you want. You're not going to have a problem. Go right here, 372. Yeah, you can even go right here. 372.50s. They have less intrinsic. They're going to cost you about $4. Hey, Cyrus, you and I are in agreement again. This is a divergence. This is bad. Very, very bad. Next one, Pan W. Pan W is moving. Now, you can't say I have been inconsistent. Why? Because I've been talking about this stock, and I actually gave you an alert on this stock. I like how it's moving right now. I think it's going to make another move. The problem here is our stop would have to be wide. So I would probably put it right here, right there, about 303. And if you're going to option trade this, this should show momentum. If this doesn't have momentum in the next 8 days, you don't want this stock. Don't want this stock at all. I don't have any more tea. And John, thank you so much for sending me that tea. It's absolutely delicious. Love it. I got to bring some in for you, Matt. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I like tea.
Yeah, I know. The three here. 312.50 right here. You're not paying that much. You're only paying $3 for this option. Okay. Look at intrinsically. Almost $8 is cash. ZBA. Wrong ticker symbol. ZBH. Sorry, ZBH. Man, this is the kind of stock I'd put into my whatchamacallit, alpha top stock. Matter of fact, Matt, do me a favor. No, I like them a little higher. I like the strong, real strong ones. But I like what this is doing right now. I like the stock. Your stop would go right here. That's terrific, Alan. Where did you get that tip from? Who told you about that stock? That's what I'm talking about. Right here, 119. This one, we do want to go 36 days. It's a slow mover. And strike, man, I love this. Look at this, Matt. I just click the strike price, and it takes you to strike price, and it goes right to the low of that level automatically. I love that. The options are illiquid on this. They're no good. The options are no good. We're gonna have to, yeah, Krish, right? All the bad stuff too. We're gonna have to skip it or use the underlying. Shopify, again, same thing. Now, folks, I'm gonna tell you again for everybody who's getting really happy right now. If this right here, let me just say this right now. If this continues going down, 90% of every trade I gave you is going to lose money. Maybe if I, yell it out. If the market breaks this and goes down, every trade I just gave you, or almost every trade I just gave you, maybe T-Row won't, but almost every trade is going to lose money. So you understand that there's a huge correlation between this and this. It's not just all look at the stock. No, there's a lot of other factors. Well, why are you giving us this stock? Because there's a chance this can come right back up and break out tomorrow. We have the PPI. I have to give you all sides of this. I have to give you all of it. And if you're confused, that means you're just looking for a quick trade. You're not listening to what I've been saying. I'm like a movie. I get better with time, like wine. You watch it more and more and more. Soon you'll be able to say ahead of time what's about to come out of my mouth. I eat the same thing for lunch every day. Think about how consistent I am. I'm underlining the fact, Sandy, that there's a chance that this market's going to pull back. And because look at Shopify. Look what happens when it had this candle. It's a reversal. It's an island reversal. A lot of times this will break down and come right back here. And that coincides with the market. So I'm thinking 3 steps ahead as I'm talking, and I'm showing you the market and saying, hey, if this doesn't continue, if this doesn't pull up here, this is no good anymore. That's kind of what I'm trying to say without saying it. Tim, Everything that I don't talk about options. To me, options are proxies for stocks. They are proxies for stocks. What does that mean? I don't care about the option. I care about the stock because the option is going to follow the stock. Whatever bad happens to the stock, worse will happen to the option. Whatever good happens to the stock, better will happen for the option. Richard, if you want, send this. It's a great question, but it would take me a few minutes to answer it right now. And Matt, send me an email, roger@rogerscott.com. It's a good question. The quick answer is Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has a calculation. Well, they'll give you the delta based on the spread. The quick answer is you take the positive delta from one option, you take the negative delta from the other option, and one cancels the other. What that does not take into account is the gamma, because the gamma will change as well. So it'll give you a snapshot. Hopefully, I gave you somewhat of an answer. Okay. So again, very important. My stop loss here would be at the 8-day EMA, which is right here. More than enough room. But look at the volatility. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Don't do these stocks till the end of the day, and only do them if they turn bright green. Okay, I'm going to give that caveat. You know somebody's going to come tomorrow and say, you gave us a bunch of longs and they didn't work out. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. But here we are. 15 days out, we want the 75 strike price. Nice deep in the money, but you're paying less than $3, about $3 for this, about $2.50. So you have some love, and the spread is pretty tight, about 10 cents, which is great. Only going to go, the stock will not. This stock will definitely 100% not go up if the market doesn't stay bullish. Okay. This one, on the other hand, may. And this is another one of those top alpha stocks where it's starting to become choppy, but it's sticking to the highs, and this lower thing right here is sticking to it as well. Okay, sticking to it as well. So I like the stock. The stocks that will move the most if the market declines are stocks that have the most interest rate sensitivity, and we all know those are tech stocks, and tech stocks, financial, and utilities. There's a good chance the stock will break out because consumer spending is moving in the right direction, and unemployment rates are also declining. We can't argue that. Remember, the argument right now is not whether the economy is good or bad. The argument now is how long will it take? Hey, Neil, how are you? The argument right now is how long will it take for the interest rates to come down so the economy can thrive? So the conversation has changed over the last year. Got to make sure you guys understand that, okay? Marvel looks like it wants to curl back up again. Just looking at it. And your stop loss here would be right below this range, right here. Another one very similar. So you obviously don't want to do both. Is the stock made I think an all-time high today. We can easily check this. Let's look at the weekly. That is weekly. Yeah, it did make an all-time high today. The stock made an all-time high. As I mentioned, people are spending more money. They're having, what do they call that? COVID revenge? Is that it, Matt?
Yeah.
COVID revenge or something like that. They're
getting out there.
They're getting out. They're definitely getting out. My wife went skiing this year. Nil says tomorrow's earnings would affect mostly banks, or it depends. It would depend what the forward-looking statements from the bank presidents would be, not their earnings. And their forward-looking statements can have a huge impact on the bond market. The thing about it is, I don't have anyone to blame anymore. See, I had Powell. Powell was like the punching bag. I used to call him squirrely. They're not saying anything. It's not them anymore. It's these Michiganer crazy market participants. Yeah, it is Mar. It is Jeff. It's making all-time highs. So I like Mar. And by the way, I tend to like Marriott better than Hilton. I've always thought their management was good. Better. I thought it's a better company. I think they have a better acquisition model. And if I have a choice between staying at either hotel, I also choose Marriott and Marriott stocks that are companies that are owned by Marriott hotels instead of Hilton, which is not the norm. Most folks like Hilton better. I prefer Marriott. It's a personal choice, but financially, I also like their stock better. But both stocks are going to do well, and they're very highly correlated. The correlation between these two stocks, look at how they look, almost identical. This is where I say, um, I didn't know that, Jeff. I had no idea. I had no idea. Um, I want to share a funny. Okay, so let me tell you a funny story about Mormons. Okay, this is a funny story. True on my mother's life. It's a true story. So I was 20 years old, and I wanted to get a job, and I took a year off between finishing college and going to law school. So I took two years off. I took 2 years off, and I got a job at Prudential Realty Group. Night the year is 1990. Okay, and I was working. I was helping administrator, and I was helping their development. This was the real estate, not the insurance division of Prudential. And they were building a mall, and they asked me to weed through applications to see who were qualified. And I found a bunch of applications, and I could say this now because it's been, I don't know, almost what, 30 something years. They specifically wanted people. This was in Los Angeles. They specifically wanted folks from UCLA who were Mormon. The president of the VP was Mormon. The president, they loved Mormons. They loved more. I mean, they absolutely loved them, and they were very good, hardworking people. I have nothing negative to say, but they were literally screening out applications for Mormons who graduated from UCLA. I thought that was so interesting back in 1990. True story. I witnessed it. It was a very interesting story. They loved the Mormons. Okay, so both stocks. As far as Marriott, let me give you the option for it. The stop would be right here, 217.88. Strike price. Wow, they're pretty expensive actually. The 220 right here, the 220 is where you want to be. Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I saw that. I read that in his book, and I saw that in his movies. He did. He did. Very true. They have good work ethic, and they're very disciplined, which is a very good thing. Um, and they were great. The folks working there were fantastic, fantastic. Okay, those are the long picks. So these are the short picks now. Broke down the level right here. And I'm going to tell you, if the market's going to go down, the stock is going to go down. If we're wrong and the market's going to go, and I don't even know if we're right or wrong, but if the market's going to go up, it has really good staying power. Look at this. Really, really, really good staying power. Like excellent staying power. Okay. My stop loss here would be right above this area right here. Right there. 71.25-ish. Also coincides with the 8-day EMA. And in this case, we're looking for puts. With me, I almost went to calls. Notice the delta is negative. They don't have a lot of liquidity, but their spreads are not bad. You can work this order and get a good price. You can. You can. There's just not a lot of interest in them, but there will be if the market turns. So I would go with something in the ballpark of 73 or maybe 72, 72 or 73, right here somewhere. All right. Next one is CME. And let me just check CBOE real quick. Nope. Has a descending channel, but CME is definitely breaking down. Look at that. That's a breakdown right there. This stock would be on my chopping block right now. Broke. Look at this trend line it broke right here. Oops. Why can everything in life be this easy to use? Okay. It broke this trend line right here. Now, this stock I would seriously consider shorting. Also, notice today when the market gapped up, this stock didn't gap up. It didn't go anywhere, but it didn't gap up, and then it has been selling off. So this would be one of my first stocks to, and look at this level here. It's almost like a gap right there. Anyway, your stop would be right here, right at 201.40-ish. I like this stock for a short. I really do. I really do. Doesn't have much support till this level right here. Look, till the 180s, right? Um, we'd go about 15 days out on this one. We would go to puts and we would go to the 200 strike price right here, right there. It only has about $1 uh, uh, outside of intrinsic value. It only has about $1. It's not a bad deal at all. Not a bad deal at all. All right. I haven't looked at Dish in a long time, Randy. You know what? Why don't we look at it right now since you know how I feel about that stock? Oh boy. Oh, no, wrong stock. Can't type today. What's going on here? Why can't I type today? Dish. Why isn't it showing up, Matt? Do you know? Did they change their?
Use capitals instead of lowercase, maybe.
Hold on a
Oh,
second.
Matt says it changed to SATS.
Oh, the ticker symbol. Yeah, like I said, I haven't looked at it in a while. It's been a while since I looked at Dish. Uh, oh, I would be selling the hell out of this stock. Look, every time it has these candles, look, every time. Every time it spikes like a madman. Now, one thing though, one thing, we got to look at volume. It's something big must have happened. Be careful. I got to read the news on it, but I would sell the hell out
Oh,
of
they
it.
got a contract, I thought,
With whom?
with I think it was the government. I heard it yesterday on that show we watched.
Oh, yeah, you did?
Yeah, or there was rumor they were getting a contract, or they were getting a contract, or something around that.
Yeah, you keep talking contract, and I'm going to keep drawing channels. You guys see what I'm talking about? This is the weekly. This is the daily. Does anything else need to be said? Do I need to say anything else? Sometimes, Matt, don't you think a picture is literally worth 1,000 words sometimes?
Sometimes more.
Right. Right. I don't like this sats. Very straightforward. It's shit. It's bad. Bad, bad, bad. All right, Matt, why don't you do your seasonality and then we have a little a little surprise guest for a reason. I have somebody who's going to talk a little bit about cryptos because as you guys know that there's a decision to do some interesting stuff and I want our guest to come and talk about it. But first, Matt, talk about seasonality.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, catching a bid.
Yeah. So far, every bid we've had has faded, which means it's been good that I've been very happy in the pit of how I've been navigating and keeping folks out of trouble. I've been very, 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 very happy about that because we have been keeping folks out of trouble. Go ahead, Matt.
Trying to get it moved over.
For this market to convince me that it's bullish, it's going to have to work really hard today. Yeah, that's what our guest is going to be talking about. This is why, I'm always trying to bring in people here who are timely and who can educate us and who can bring in bring some value to you guys. So that's what we're doing here. What's going on, Matt?
There it goes. Okay, here's the sectors to the long side right here. Profit factors are all moot. Makes everything moot. So we have nothing on the long side. On the short side, we have as follows. You've got a short in tech, short in industrials.
You could come.
And that's it on that. I'm going quickly today because of our guest. And then on 10-day hold, real estate looks strong. Everything else looks pretty weak.
Oh, you are screen sharing.
Yep. The number for today is 157. So it's definitely lowering. Top setups. Let's see here. You've got O in real estate strong. O is strong. Those kind of link up. Other interesting ones. Wells Fargo, your favorite healthcare sector, looks good.
Well, Wells Fargo has earnings tomorrow, so don't
be careful with that.
Right.
A few more sector wise. Still pretty jumbled. I will let you guys know when there's a clear trend. Okay. On the short side, the number is getting a little bit bigger. It was pitiful yesterday. It's 123 now. Verizon might look interesting. You also see T-Mobile. And do we see T?
No, they changed their name.
I don't know.
That's
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. But two of the big cell phone carriers. And on 10-day hold,
Hold that gap.
Chipotle, possibly. O, again, very strong. That was on the long side and the 10-day hold. And for weakness, not much. Roger, that's all I got. You can take it back.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, well, thanks, Roger, for having me in here today. Guys, in just a few minutes, I'm going to be holding a class just one door over here from Roger, and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. Obviously, if you guys have seen the news as of late yesterday or today, 11 new spot ETFs have been listed, and this is a really big deal for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. Now, that's just one of three catalysts that I see brewing up in 2024 and 2025 that could see Bitcoin soaring. Some analysts predict as much as 500%. So we're going to talk about that today, plus how to get yourself prepared for what could be a pretty awesome rally in Bitcoin.
My question is, how do you think these ETFs are going to impact the dynamics and the landscape of the market, other than obviously bringing in a lot more retail clients and liquidity?
Well, I think as far as Bitcoin goes, the way that they work is it's going to create a much more bullish environment for Bitcoin, as these big institutions are going to have to buy more and more as people gain exposure to them. Now, as far as liquidity to the rest of the market, I don't know how much it'll impact it. I'm sure we'll see some get drawn away, but at the very least, it's a good way to kind of diversify from the markets, especially with all this toppy action we've seen lately. But more so a long-term perspective as technology increases and continues to grow. It's just a really big opportunity. It's something new. I know it's a little bit scary for some, but now it's a cool way to finally get to trade it, just like you're trading QQQ, SPY, or Apple. So
I'm gonna this launch is gonna get me finally for the first time.
there you go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So
It's
it's a big thing.
It is. It is. It's brand new. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be learning together along the way with these ETFs and when the options get listed. But I want you guys to be in there on the front lines with me. So that link is in the chat if you guys want to head on over. I'll be jumping over in that room in just a minute.
And I'll repost the link again.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. We will all see you in just a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Roger. Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you, sir.
See you, Graham.
We'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, that was Grant Lindman, and he's going to be going live in about 8 minutes. Go ahead, guys. We're going to tune out so you can join the room. It's a very interesting thing, in my opinion. And I don't like to sell anything in this room or push people into anything. But when we get something that's relevant and important, this is a big deal, and this is very relevant and very important right now because this can change the landscape. Remember, one of the most beautiful things about Bitcoin is you don't have that correlation to the market. So it adds another layer. And now what I could do is I could take these ETFs and I can create a relative strength scan. And we can now start day trading and swing trading cryptos based on the stocks and their ETFs. So I'm very excited about this because this gives us here an opportunity to use relative strength on other assets that are not correlated to the market. And that's beautiful. Now, instead of saying, oh, we want to trade Bitcoin, we want to trade crypto, now, okay, let's see which crypto is leading. Let's see why it's leading. And so this is very, very exciting. Check out the class. He's going to go in there right now. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. If you have any questions, Roger at rogerscott.com. Bye.
Bye, everyone.